Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of the DJ Roscoe Sports Show for this Wednesday, August 10th, 2016. Not coming live from the Palatial State in Dallas, PA. We are in Dallas. We're in the shopping center by the Anytime Fitness Gym, everyone. Clean ladies clean the house, so gotta clear out of the way. But we wanted to keep our weekly Wednesday appointment to talk about the mayhem of sports talk right here on the DJ Roscoe Sports Show. So let's get into it, everyone. Hopefully you're enjoying the Olympics. Zekas, I know all the craziness and stories. So far, though, it's not been too bad, the Olympics. Knock on wood, knock on my head. Michael Phelps just won 2 gold medals last night, one individually and one in a relay race with Team USA. Now has a record 21 gold medals in his career and 25 medals overall. So congrats to the great Michael Phelps, who at 31 years young has a baby, engaged. Says he might even come back in 4 years in 2020 at the Summer Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan. So excited stuff. And then Katie Ledecky, who's 19 years old, going to be an incoming freshman at Stanford. She's doing great on the female side of swimming, so that's going really well. Congrats to all the winners. We had the opening ceremonies, which was pretty well done. You had Giselle Bundchen doing her catwalk thing. You had a guy, people all around the world were going crazy over the guy who had the glistened bare chest and everything, looked super jacked. I think from the nation of Tonga, so everyone went crazy for him. He's probably become a big star sensation overnight. So it's cool stuff. Basketball, Team USA, men's and women are dominating it. It looks like they're easily going to win the gold medals. They're playing a big game against Australia tonight, the men's basketball team, which has a couple NBA players in Andrew Bogut, a big man, and Matthew Dellavedova, who used to be on the Cavs, who's a little pesky, good defensive player. But Team USA is running away with everything, scoring at will. But it's exciting stuff, the Olympics. I'm watching sports that I don't even typically watch. I'm watching rugby and ping pong and kayak and canoeing and all this stuff, and it's exciting because every 4 years you get your patriotism and nationalism, and you're excited to root for Team USA or whichever country you want to root for. But for us, it's Go USA. So congrats to all the Olympic dreamers and talents. So we're excited about that. We thought we were going to have football on Sunday for the Hall of Fame game. Are you ready for some football? Psych. Didn't happen. Somehow there was a painting issue that the National Hall of Fame, they had some great speeches with Brett Favre off-the-cuff remarks and emotional stuff about his dad and working hard with him, and then, of course, how he lost his dad in 2003 and at the game of his life shortly after on Monday Night Football against the Oakland Raiders. So after you had all that great stuff with the Hall of Fame speeches with Tony Dungy and Marvin Harrison and Brett Favre and all these guys, and then because of paint issue, they did this wrong paint on midfield and different parts of the field. It was like concrete. They were slipping and it wasn't safe to play on. So all these fans show up. ESPN, kind of shortly before the game starts, says the game's canceled. And then the fans are still in attendance, supposed to be buying merchandise and food and all this stuff, and they don't realize the game's canceled. So they're booing, they're upset. Some of the players, they signed autographs and did some nice, work with the fans. But still, they're disappointed. I can imagine all the time, effort, and money they put in, travel time, and to get there. And it's incompetence. There hasn't been a canceled preseason football game since 2001 at the old Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, when that field was just deplorable and the Ravens and Eagles couldn't play that day. It's only happened, I think, 3 times in modern era, 95 at the old Astrodome with the Houston Oilers. So it's an embarrassment when you're going to have, it's just a meaningless preseason game, and they're going to have an extra preseason game with the Colts and Packers with 5 instead of 4 preseason games. But it's a lost opportunity for the players who are on the bubble trying to make the team. The star players, of course, probably don't mind. And then the fans and everyone excited. It was 6 months to the day since Super Bowl 50, finally to get football on national TV. And at the last second, it was pulled out from under us, and we had to watch reruns of Castle or NCIS, which is not a bad thing. But when you're looking for football, it's a little bit of a bummer. So supposedly, we're going to get football games started tomorrow night and all weekend long with preseason football. We had Hard Knocks on HBO with the LA Rams. That was exciting stuff on HBO every Tuesday through September 6th. So that was fun to watch. I greatly recommend that if you're starting for football. Tomorrow night, Eagles at home against Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their first preseason game. My favorite team, the Jets, against the much-improved Jaguars and Blake Bortles and that great young offense, is tomorrow night at 7:30. And then Friday night is Pittsburgh Steelers at home against the Detroit Lions. That game's going to be on Fox 56 locally. And then you're going to have the Giants versus the Miami Dolphins on Friday night as well. Saturday night, you have the Rams in the LA Coliseum. First game back in LA against the Dallas Cowboys, who are supposedly healthy now. You got to knock on wood because if Tony Romo gets hurt, they're definitely out of luck there. And they lost Nick Foles, who went to the Kansas City Chiefs, reuniting with Andy Reid, who coached him with the Eagles. So now you don't really have a viable backup besides a rookie you drafted and a few other guys. So, and Romo gets hurt a lot, so they better hope Romo stays healthy. They could be a title contender, at least in the division, and without him, they're probably going to win 4 games. So, excited stuff. Football should be back at least by tomorrow. So that's the excited stuff. I know we had the rug pulled out from under us, but should finally happen. So excited stuff. Football is back. Training camp games are well underway, and September 8th on Thursday night is the Thursday opener, and then Sunday, September 11th is the first Sunday of the NFL season. College football is about to start up as well in a few weeks. So excited stuff. I'll be covering high school football by, I think, Friday, August 26th. Excited stuff, everyone. Football is back, and let's hope we don't have any more silly cancellations, because that was an embarrassment. As Randy Moss said on ESPN, someone should get fired for that. It's just incompetence that a $12 billion football league, which is the biggest sport in the whole world, at least in America, for God's sakes, and they couldn't have a freaking football game when they had planned over a year to make this game in 6 months since the last football game, since Super Bowl 50. Talk about football. We talked about the Olympics. Let's quickly talk about baseball/football. Tim Tebow is back in the news. He yesterday decided he's been secretly working out and he wants to try to be a professional baseball player. And as a person who loves baseball, has played baseball in college and in adult leagues, wearing my adult baseball league hat, it's not that easy, and I think Tim Tebow is delusional. He's a nice guy. He's a man of faith. I don't criticize him for that. I think he's a good meaning guy. He's done a lot of great work. He's a great broadcaster, future politician, they said, and he seems like a great, wholesome guy. But the idea that he hasn't played baseball since 2005 when he was a junior in high school in the state of Florida, I don't care if he was an all-state high school player, it's been over 11 years. He's 29. He'll be 30 years old next year. And he probably won't get it. Minor league baseball's almost over for the season. He probably won't get a chance to play really till next year when he's 30 years old. To then pick something up over a decade later when people have been getting drafted since they're 16 years old if you're in Latin America, or 18 years old if you're an American, and you've been playing your whole life, these guys, and he don't want to be a pitcher. This guy wants to be a hitter. He's supposed to be a great hitter in high school, outfielder, whatever it is. These guys throw 95, some 100 miles an hour, great, nasty off-speed pitches. What are the chances he's going to be able to hit after that much time off? As you know, it might be nasty, but Buck Showalter, the manager of the Orioles, said, I was a great high school player once. That was a long time ago. And remember Michael Jordan, who was a great athlete, greatest basketball player in the world. He tried to play baseball after the death of his father, and he retired from basketball the first time in 94. And it didn't work. He could run down some balls in the outfield. He couldn't really hit. He barely hit 200 in AA Birmingham, Alabama for the Chicago White Sox back in 94. And Terry Francona was his man, future Red Sox manager, win World Series, and Indians manager right now. But it was an embarrassment. And Tim Tebow, he'll sell some tickets, merchandise, he'll get his name recognition out, but he's delusional if he thinks he'll go right to the major leagues. Even if he has this tryout for supposedly all 30 major league teams, the best they might do, he might play single or double A at the highest, minor league baseball. He has to be willing to pay his dues. And if he does great, maybe eventually, but probably will never make the big leagues. He'll kind of be a market ploy for people to sell tickets. And remember, he didn't want to do this for football, because football, they said he didn't have the arm strength and the accuracy and throwing motion to be an NFL quarterback, even though he did well that one year in 2011 with the Broncos, 7-4, won the division, won a playoff game against Big Ben and the Pittsburgh Steelers in overtime with that great touchdown bomb he threw in overtime to win it. But after that, he struggled, couldn't play, and a lot of times they didn't give him a chance, but my Jets, they screwed him out of a chance. And then Tim Tebow, he didn't want to go, if he could change positions, tight end, somewhere in defense, running back, fullback, he might have been able to consider playing in the NFL. I think he would have. But he didn't want to do that, so he wanted to be a quarterback, but he didn't want to pay his dues, go to the Canadian Football League or the Arena Football League, work out his kinks of his throwing motion, all that stuff. So if he didn't want to work on that in football, the game he's loved since he was a kid and played his whole life, a Heisman Trophy winner, great college player, decent in the NFL at times, but yet now magically baseball over a decade later he hasn't played, and he's going to work out the kinks in the minor leagues, because he's not going right to the major leagues. You're delusional if you think he is. Even if he's decent, he'll be single A, double A, and he'll be toying the minor leagues for a long time. Chances are maybe 5% chance he'll ever make the big leagues, and very few, even smaller chance he'll ever make it anywhere in the big leagues. So all the power, luck to Tim Tebow, but I think you're delusional, and you should either switch positions to the NFL or enjoy a great career in broadcasting with sports, Good Morning America, college football, SEC action, future politician, doing great stuff. I don't think baseball is where your future is going to be, and it's not that easy to play and pick it up after going a long time off. Never mind if you played your whole life and never took a break from it. So good luck to Tebow, but that's just a crazy story. Don't think that's going to work. Oh, by the way, happy birthday to the great Antonio Banderas, Puss in Boots, and all those great actors, Zorro, and all those roles he's done. Turns 56 years old today, so happy birthday to Antonio. It's too sexy, he likes to say. Hi, Callie, I want to say. Hi to my wife, love you. Abby. And then also, let's quickly talk about the Yankees. Mark Teixeira has announced he's going to retire at the season's end. Struggling, injury prone now. And he's only 36 years old. Contract is about to expire, 8-year contract. So he wants to bow out gracefully. And hopefully he can have a nice farewell tour with the Yankees to end this season, last 2 months. So that's the price on Friday. And then A-Rod debacle is kind of been settled. He announced he's going to be released from his contract this Friday, August 12th, in 2 days. He's going to get paid all the $27 million left on his contract through next year. They're going to cut him. He can sign with any team if anyone wants him. If not, most likely won't. Maybe the local Miami Marlins will, or Tampa Bay Rays, from where he's from. We grew up in the Florida area, almost went to college there. If it wasn't drafted #1 by the Mariners. But if not, he'll be a special advisor, instructor for the Yankees. Not too much known what he's going to do there. Maybe help the young players out. But he's going to get paid all the money he's owed. They're going to want to get rid of him. Free roster spot available to him. So maybe the Tyler Austin or the great Aaron Judge. We just saw a grand slam on Sunday's baseball game with the Rail Riders. I saw with my wife and got to see Charlie Hayes, the great Yankee hero, caught the final out in the '96 World Series. That was great to see. I posted that picture online. So Judge might be coming up on this Saturday when his roster spot is available after A-Rod leaves. A-Rod then says he'll play one last game at home on August 12th, this Friday against Tampa Bay Rays at Yankee Stadium. They have final 3 games on the road against the Boston Red Sox. He was hoping to get in all 4. Joe Girardi originally said he'd get in all 4, the manager of the Yankees. He says, psych to that. Not going to play yesterday or today. I suppose he will play in the final game Thursday night, last game on the road against Boston, and then Friday at home at the Yankee Stadium, even though it might rain all those days. So let's hope that he can finally actually play in any of these games, have at least one last at-bat. He'll finish 4 home runs shy of 700 homers if he never plays again, 18 shy of Babe Ruth with 714, and 66 shy of Barry Bonds with 762 for all-time home run list. He's 4th on the whole all-time home run list. We all know about the PED use and scandals and all that, but it's not fair how A-Rod on a mediocre 500 Yankee team, and they're getting rid of all these veteran players and going the youth movement. Gary Sanchez, the young catcher's doing well. They'll probably go with Judge and a lot of these other guys. They're making him a scapegoat, not letting him play, embarrass him, sit him on the bench, and they won't even let him play in his final week. So A-Rod hopefully will get to play at the end of this week. It's still an embarrassment how they're pushing him out the door. At least he'll get paid all his money. I always hope he'll go to the Miami Marlins and be able to continue his career to finish it off. But yeah, the A-Rod story is a debacle. They're going to cut him. We'd like to hear from you, DJ Roscoe Sports Show. What do you think about this A-Rod story? At least for now, it looks kind of settled. Hopefully he'll play Thursday and Friday night. It sucks that they're not going to let him play before that. And it's not fair. Yankees lost again last night, 5-3 to the Red Sox. They were letting, Aaron Hicks, who can't play, can't hit at all. He gets to play. And even Teixeira's hitting under 200, and he gets to play. But no A-Rod. A-Rod's the scapegoat in all of this. When, yes, he was punished. He did bad things, but get over it already, all right? It's not fair what you're doing to A-Rod and singling him out as the only culprit of this. I would never put him in the Hall of Fame. I'd be the first to say that and never retire his number in Yankee Stadium, but he deserves not to be bow out in disgrace and with disrespect like this by the Yankees. Mets lost 5-3. They're still bound for the wild card, still injuries, struggling. Jay Bruce has hit a couple home runs, but they're just in embarrassment, losing the horrible Arizona Diamondbacks, 20 games under 500 at home at the Mets home stadium, and they can't beat Arizona. Phillies lost to LA Dodgers, Chase Utley, and it could be his last year in LA, great former Philly. Dodgers doing well, Phillies just struggling, but have a good young team. Pirates won 6-4 yesterday. McCutchen is still struggling, but maybe getting out of it a little bit, so Pirates still tackling the wild card race. Cubs doing great, won 8 games in a row. They're doing a great job. I still think they're the favorites to win the World Series and break their curse of the World Series. They haven't won the World Series in 1908, 108 years. I think they're going to win the World Series this year. That'd be great. So we'll talk about baseball. We talk about basketball, Olympics, football. Quickly basketball. Russell Westbrook going to save the Oklahoma City Thunder. Big surprise. He's not going to run away just like Kevin Durant did the Golden State Warriors. It would be great to see him face Golden State head-to-head. He's going to stay in Oklahoma City. 3-year extension for over $85 million. Great job by Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think if he would have left, they might have been going back to Seattle Supersonics. Oklahoma City basketball might have been over pretty soon. They would have been terrible without him and Durant. Would have loved to see him and Durant stay together, try to win a title again together. But Westbrook going to do it on his own. Going to put up amazing stats on the score sheet now without Durant. kid. Let's hope to see how far he can do. He's going to be very determined, and great to see him stay in Oklahoma City and not run off in NBA free agency. So great to see Russell Westbrook back. We said Brett Favre and all the great Hall of Famers. Congratulations. The speeches were great, besides the game being an embarrassment. That didn't happen. So football preseason games this week. That's great to look forward to. Oh, and the Yankees, they're going to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the 96 World Series team all weekend long. Yankees and Rays this weekend. So after the whole A-Rod debacle, they're going to celebrate that. Even Derek Jeter and all the great Yankees, young and old, are all going to come out to celebrate the 96 championship team, that first World Series title team in 18 years after they had it once in 78. And that was my first team that I remember watching them win a World Series when I was only 10 years old. So great to see. Make me feel old now that I'm almost 30. But great to see them celebrate. So that'll be great this weekend. Rail Riders still first place, doing a great job in AAA. They might lose a lot of the players to the Yankees soon, but they're doing a great job. So great stuff with baseball and basketball and Olympic stuff. Hope you're enjoying that. Football's back. Are you ready for some football? I hope it's finally going to happen. So let's get excited. Hi, Callie. Love you, Abby. And let's quickly sing a song. I just call to say I love you. I just call to say how much I care. I just call to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. That's to you, my lovely wife, Abby. I love you all my heart. I'll see you soon. Happy 12th. We're going to be celebrating on Friday, our little anniversary thing. And keep it locked to the DJ Roscoe Sports Show for all your favorite sports talk. Great to be here, be square. It is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Take two and come in the morning. It is not a tumor. Get down. Get to the chopper. Keep it locked to DJ Roscoe Sports Show. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Keep it locked. Have a great weekend, everyone. And we'll see you soon, everyone. Take care. Bye. See you guys.